How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlett, and welcome back to Poke Forward. Today we're taking a look at a bunch of theories, rumors, and stuff like that for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, the hidden treasure of Area Zero. Geez, it's a mouthful. But either way, here's what's being said by a few different people. One of the first things is going to be here from Poke Artist 101, which basically said, what if the heroes of Kitakami, which are the 3 new Pokemon, the 3 new legendaries, as well as the 4th one which they're hunting, the question is, what if they actually had pre-evolutions in the hidden treasure of Area Zero? Which is interesting because there is actually originally a post over here that actually relates to this, which is specifically about the fact that it might be possible that this could be the case, that there actually might be pre-evolutions for them, which I think this art right here is a pretty cool concept for that. Like, seriously, look at these things. They look adorable. So yeah, will there be pre-evolutions for these Pokemon? I don't really know, but here is basically what Centro and Soul had to say. That's actually a nice theory. We may get 3 unusual starters in the teal mask. Basically, that these 3 Pokemon you guys have seen, the monkey, the pheasant or whatever, and the dog, I think it's a dog, that they are all going to be based, I think it's a dog or a bear, I don't really know, I think it's a dog, that they're all going to be some sort of like starter, and these are their like final evolutions of some sort, because according to Soul here, many people theorize that the 3 heroes could serve as pseudo-starters for the Teal Mask DLC 1, and I totally see it, especially after this quote from Ishihara on Pokemon Day. The question is, do they actually have pre-evolutions, or are they just average base forms and have Super Sentai forms that are big power-ups? And what is it that was being said by Ishihara? He said, "We are so grateful that millions of trainers around the world have chosen to explore the expansive Paldea region," said Tsunekazu Ishihara, president of the and CEO of the Pokemon Company. "In the hidden treasure of Area Zero, fans will take a trip to the land of Kitakami, where they will meet new Pokemon and interesting characters. I sincerely hope that the trainers who embark on this new journey find the same excitement and joy they experienced when they encountered their first Pokemon." So it's implying that this Kitakami journey is going to be kind of similar to starting a brand new journey, and then maybe one of these 3 Pokemon may serve as a kind of starter. They might serve as almost like a starter. There's 3 of them specifically, which is really weird, and that they might serve as almost starters, similar to how Kubfu was kind of like not really a starter, but it had its regular form, and then it had like the special versions of a set with Urshifu's evolutions, right, with 2 separate versions of it. So is it possible that these guys may have pre-evolutions, just like we saw right here from this design by Poke Artist? Again, shout out to Poke Artist. I'm gonna give them a follow here. But yeah, I don't know. This looks really cool, and I do think a lot of people agree that the monkey Pokemon is kind of the worst looking one. I do think that the doggo looks the coolest, and the pheasant looked like those 2 look the best. The monkey one is just not really my cup of tea, but again, it is what it is. People like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But this leads us into another post over here, which is also from Centro. Again, by the way, remember, this is just one small thing, by the way. The starter stuff. It's just, an element, which is, no guarantee that it's going to be like this. But here's what he also said. What actually is hilarious and terrifying about this is I just said last night how I wanted a new grass crocodile, fire turtle, etc., but not a new water monkey starter. But if this theory turns out to be real, Monkey Dory would be kind of the water monkey starter, which is kind of similar if you think about it with these 3 Pokemon. Kind of reminds me of the elemental monkeys from Generation 5 Unova, which kind of also serve similar to like the starter Pokemon with grass, water, fire, the holy trinity, so to say. But yeah, it's really weird. It's really interesting. Don't really know what to feel about it. He kind of refers to this post right here, where we're kind of missing a certain few things for the starters. We're missing a fire turtle, we're missing a grass crocodile, we're missing a water monkey, and a water cat. So there's a few animals that are missing in that, list right there. Nonetheless, that was just a small thing. Let's move over to the next thing here, which is a bit of a prediction for the future from Century. It says, revisiting this again, based on speculation and current rumors, not insider knowledge. 2022 was Gen 9. Late 2023 is Gen 9 DLC 1, and then early 2024 is Gen 9 DLC Part 2, plus the Switch 2 update, which could be fair. Then late 2024, experimental game, which could be cross-gen with Switch and Switch 2, and could be a remake. And then 2025 would be Generation 10, which makes the most amount of sense. With, then the future, installments here, 2025, 2026, Gen 10 DLC plus Black and White remakes. Could be the case for that year. I think 2027 is when we're going to get those, but again, I could be totally wrong. But yeah, also, Generation 10 could be a Switch 2 exclusive, which is possible, but again, we'll have to wait and see if anything does come from that. So, let's move on to the next thing. So he says, spoilery, now that the secret is out there, do you know what the teaser here could be? I don't know for sure, but if I was to guess, the Paldean starters have some of the highest possibility to get forms, which would make a nice parallel in this scene. right? How on the left side we have, the starters plus the main characters, and then on the right side we have these new, characters that have like, kind of a little bit of everything around them, right? Like they've got the water, they've got the grass, they've got the fire kind of swirling around them. And these guys may have special Pokemon, right? Like special Terramax Pokemon, which is like this kind of theorized ID that we've been talking about. So it's possible that these guys may get like those new Terramax forms, which actually change how the Pokemon looks like. And he says here, the only point against this theory is that there are 4 trainers in this image, so the Pokemon would be the 4th trainer. What would the Pokemon be the 4th trainer has? The other possible theory is that they all have brand new Pokemon, original forms, or paradoxes, since it's the final DLC. Man, the wait is going to be brutal. And here again, the original post was, this image is a teaser and a good one if I'm interpreting it correctly. You can see on our characters side, we have 3 Paldean starters ready to battle. Then as a parallel, on the other side, there's 4 new characters. And even though we still see the fire, water, and grass elements on their side, 2, they haven't sent out their Pokemon yet. I'm betting they don't have anything sent out because they are going to be something new to be revealed at a later date. I'm assuming it's going to be a good one for those who've been paying attention. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. Also, Skeledirge is kind of levitating here, which is very strange. But again, thoughts and opinions of that would be appreciated. We also move on to another thing, which is, remember this, has the Blueberry Academy been there from the very beginning? This is from the original trailer, where it does show some sort of circle with dots in it, which, kind of can also be seen here in the background on that wall, which seems to be the facility itself. This seems to be the facility where the Blueberry Academy actually is. It's inside of there, so again, very strange, but nonetheless interesting and could mean something. But we'll have to wait and see, We'll have to wait and see. So that's one of the things. Let's move on to the final post here, which starts off like this. Terapagos' name clearly comes from Terra, which is Earth, and Pagos, which is Galapagos. Terra is also a direct reference to Terrastol, but digging into Galapagos is pretty wild. Galapago translates to turtle and turquoise, so Terapagos literally means Earth World Turtle. This is also directly where the name of the Galapagos Islands come from, the Island of Turtles. When the Spanish discovered it, they saw all the Galapagos tortoises and named the island this. This ties very much into Paldea, but specifically into the Blueberry Academy being an island, peninsula, related to turtles, Terapagos, aka the 3rd legendary. But with what ties it all together is that the Area 0 is a direct parallel to the Galapagos Islands, and in turn, Galapagos Syndrome, explanation below, which is Japanese in origin. If you see right here, Galapagos Syndrome is a term of Japanese origin used in business studies to refer to an isolated development branch of a globally available product. The term is used as an analogy to a part of Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species. Darwin encountered in the Galapagos Islands isolated flora and fauna, which had undergone evolutionary change independent from the mainland. This phenomenon was a key to development of the evolutionary theory. Darwin stated that due to the differences in environment from one island to another, species adapted to make survival more viable in the local environment of each island. Similarly, development of goods in relative isolation from the rest of the world because of, the local market can lead to similarly differing products. Interestingly, that's a Japanese term. So, the continuation here says, lastly, there is also the connection to a place in Spain called Galapagos, which is found almost exactly where Area 0 would be in the real world Spain. Naturally, the city's shield and symbol has a turtle on it and a crown on the top of those turtles. Which, yes, can be seen right here. And location-wise, this place would be pretty much, I'm guessing, right up there, up towards that location. I mean, it is a bit more to the right there, but nonetheless, you get the point. So, yeah, this also was, by the way, a theory that was developed by Light. He has a massive breakdown here with a bunch of this stuff, so I guess we can go through this a little bit too, because he already talked about this back in last year, where he talked about what all this stuff could be based on. And he says, this is the shield of Galapagos, Guadalajara, located in the center of Spain. Curious, huh? Like in Zone 0 or Area 0 in Paldea, its symbol is 2 turtles and a cane. The guardian of the Area 0 is this disc Pokemon, which will be revealed in the DLC. Which, yes, seems to be the case. But yeah, I think it's genuinely a cool theory. Shout out to Light, by the way, for this. And shout out to Soul for, giving his thoughts on it and all that. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. I want to thank you all, of course, for supporting the channel as well. It is a little bit, going to be on the low end right now, kind of a bit drier in terms of information because the DLC was just revealed, which means we're going to have to wait a little bit longer until there is more info to actually cover. Hopefully, there is more stuff that shows up on 4chan. We'll have to wait and see. If there is, I will, of course, cover it. If there is new leaks, I will cover it. If there's updates from the leakers and insiders and all that kind of stuff, I will, of course, cover it. But I want to thank you all for watching right now. And yeah, thank you all for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Have an awesome day.